J Mack is episode 200, and already we're having technical issues. Are you seeing yourself as blurry as I'm seeing you? And I'm all out of sync, man.
No, I'm seeing myself perfectly. You are out of sync. I'm not.
Hold on, I'll fix that. Mate, is this not reminiscent of our earlier days?
Aye, this is old school jibber jabber.
This, aye, nothing works.
Don't know how we
You
made
can
it this
see
far.
us. You can see us in some capacity, though.
Apologise for
hold
the
on a second.
sweatiness, man. I'm so fed up of this fucking heat.
I think I'm fixed now. I'm a fixed. Look,
That's you.
I'm fixed,
That's you. I don't know what the wee I'm fixed dance does.
Mate, you look blurry as hell to me.
I don't know if everybody
And
else feels the same. Fuck.
Aye, everyone let us know if J Mac looks blurry as hell. And if you listen to this in the archives, you'll never know unless you go to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, all the fun places where we are currently residing. So J Mac, happy 200th episode. Did you know it was our 200th episode?
Aye. When you sent me at the day saying episode 200.
It was kind of. It would have been cool to have like a big thing happen for it to be that, like, oh wow, it's episode 200. But
I'm just
it's very tough. I need, but I suppose I wasn't saying anything.
Sorry, if I put the light out, it might not feel as warm. Fuck.
Still blurry as hell
though. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, just ignore the blurriness. Just keep talking.
Aye, everything's so blurry and everyone's so fake. That's a song. So today, the whole purpose of today's episode is that we talk about our love for movies and what got us into movies and why we do this here, fun podcast. So this movie episode is titled "The Movies That Made Us," because these are the movies that made us. It's nothing to do with a Netflix show. Good show, by the way. Tatty Soup says, "Congrats on the 200th episode, lads. Buzzing for the next 100." Mate, hey, fucking get it cracked open, man. I didn't even drink this stuff, but I'm going to just purely because of the occasion of 200 episodes. Remember that time when we were like, hey, we should start a podcast, blah, blah, blah. 200 episodes later. We've travelled to the UK. We've met some really cool folk we never thought we'd meet. You know, just now life to us is just, I reach out to see what they say for, they're on the podcast asking us when they can next come back on. Class, man.
Aye, it's been a fun ride, I'll tell you that.
A fun ride, aye.
It's all fun.
It's all fun, yeah. I'm scared to pop this and it pisses everywhere. Here we go. Didn't do it, man. Didn't do it. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's one of my favourite sounds in the world.
Aye.
See the sound of that, or the sound of something getting mixed in a glass. Don't know why. Love it.
Aye. Defo bloody J Mac. Knew it. Your missus is...
I could always leave and come back, see if it helps.
I just stand up, exit the room, and come back in. Mate, that's it. Was it Daniel Jackson? That's a Daniel Jackson response, isn't it? It's like, mate, can you leave and come back? Get out the room, and he comes back in. Hey, is that better?
Got it?
Janice, hey, welcome here. Thanks again, Janice. Congrats, guys. I'm going to try this.
He's not even got a glass.
Yes, I do. I just thought I'll try it before I pour one. Aye, it's actually better than I thought. Matthew Mann, an extended member of the Jibber Jabber podcast, he's like a right hand man. You can't get any action without the right hand.
I'm left-handed.
So are most Peter Files. Congrats on the 200th episode, guys. Thanks, Matthew Mann. Come on, ask Muck Kevin. Oh, common as Muck. I think it says come on. Common as Muck, actually.
Come on, ask Kevin.
Oh,
sometimes you just need to take a second.
I know. Do you know what it is? It's because the other time so difficult. It threw me through the loops, man. Threw me through the loops. Drinking at the bottle, that is. I knew
I'm going to
that.
start saying that if I think somebody's common as muck now. I'm going to go, oh man, she's come on, ask Kevin.
Come on, ask Kevin. Okay, now. Okay, now. So, did you not bring nothing on to drink tonight for our special 200th episode?
I did,
Hey, it
actually.
takes ages to make these, by the way. The people don't care what goes into these fucking episodes. That's a lot.
I have a vintage Henry Weston's.
Come on, ask Kevin.
It's leftovers for a barbecue I was at yesterday.
See.
It was funny, but it was about 6 o'clock and the heavens opened and I just lay in it. I was like, oh.
Can't he bloody whack it, man. So we've been saying to everybody today, tell us the movies that made you. What movies made you? And when I say that, it's not what movies do you like, right? And it doesn't even have to be a movie that you like now. It's what movie made you. What movie did you grow up? Just it was part of your fabric. And I think one of the movies for you and I, J Mac, we bonded very closely when I realized this was one of the movies that made you. Also, was one of the movies that made me. Is none other than Yes Man. Fucking
Absolutely,
the never-ending story. There's nothing. Do you remember it was the first ever cinema takeover we done, and it done pretty well. People showed up. Todd showed up. Didn't even know he was coming. Right, came in. Watched it, came up to us after it and went, that was fucking shit.
Like, he came up and I think he said, Kev, have you seen this before? You're like, oh man, I grew up with it, I love it. Anyway, it was fucking shit. The thing is, there are a lot of films like that. Like, you see them as a kid, they've got a very fond place in your heart. But if you've never watched it before, like somebody recommends it to you and you're like, why did you recommend this to me? So I saw it growing up, man. I said, but it doesn't mean it translates well as an adult. But
well, we're figuring that out now, that most of the stuff that we watched as kids, kind of watching it now and going, oh, I see. Fuck me, man. Never Ending Story will always be part of that. And let's talk a wee bit about the movies, right? And we're not going to go through, yes, it was directed by Wolfgang Peterson. We're not going to deal with that. We're just going to say, here, these are the movies that made us, and here's the stories of how I discovered these movies. I don't actually remember ever discovering Never Ending Story. It just was always part of my life. I think my first ever crush, and I don't even think it's a real crush, but I always just assumed I would get married to the childlike empress.
I thought you were going to say Atreyu.
well, I spent the majority of my childhood thinking Atreyu was a girl named Atreyu.
Atreyu.
right. The majority of it.
I mean, I'll probably agree with it. If I've got a different first crush, which we'll probably go into later on. As we've mentioned many a time before.
When you've met, did I tell her about you? I was like, you need to see what he's done.
Kev special.
Number 8.
He used to bang it out to you.
I'm like, you're J Mac. I Never Ending Story for me. I don't think I ever had like the case, like VHSs. You would have a case with it. This was defo taped off the telly, and it just was part of my life. Put it on all the time. I can recall being as young as I can remember being, and my mum hoovering up the living room, and I'm still and I'm just engrossed in Never Ending Story, and I always watched it again like it was the first time I watched it. He made it. That old guy proper sent the shitters up me. Like, I don't think I ever wanted to hang out with those guys, just purely based on how they looked. But it was sound that they were quite cool. I kind of always thought that they were sound to Atreyu, but probably would have been no sound to other folk, other passers-by. You know what I mean?
They were a strange couple. Not as strange as Falcor, though. I don't like children. Don't soundbite that. That's a problem.
Andy, get him sorted. There's a lot to Never Ending Story that we'll always kind of love, purely based on growing up with it. I didn't discover the sequels till I was about primary 7. Jack Black and the Nasties, and the second Never Ending Story. I rejected that. The third one I could take it. Get your motor running.
I'm the opposite.
Big
there,
strong
man.
hands.
I've got a wee soft spot for the second one. The third one can piss off.
The third
I don't
one's
know.
better than the
I
second
think
one. I'll
you
fight
seem,
you over
you
that.
seem to have a habit of really enjoying third in the series movies that are absolute
You have
shite.
you got a real problem with the thirds, even if they are all right, mate. The second one was it no Jonathan Landis that was Atreyu?
No, because Jonathan Landis is a director. He made American Werewolf in London.
I am not thinking it.
I'm pretty sure that guy who would have been in his late 40s at that point probably didn't play
Who doesn't
Bastian.
know Jonathan Landis?
Jonathan
Who am I?
Brandis.
Brandis. And
I can
John
understand
Landis.
your confusion. I just like to revel in your mistakes.
It's fine. Take it, man. Take it. So Jonathan Brandis. Johnny Brandis. Was it not him?
Johnny Brando.
Wasn't it him that was in a Never Ending Story Part 2?
Yeah.
And it was all tits up. Nothing made sense. I was like, nah, this doesn't seem. But by the way, the book, which of course I have.
Nothing made sense. Yet the rock biter, get your motor running, made sense.
Well, he devolved. And get this, in the book, 1 and 2 is what book 1. So the film ends halfway through the book. The second film starts the other half of the book. Have the book right there. I can get it if you really want me to show you. And what was gutting, right, is when I bought the book, I bought it online. And what was displayed to me was the original print book on how it all looks, not the movie poster, right?
Right.
Because a book will be a book until the movie of the book comes out. Then it's get a reprint, and it's now the cover of the movie that's on the book. So it makes it look like a novelized version of the movie. And I was like, no, I want the original of the book. And it came with Atreyu in the front. I was like, no, which was the worst. By the way,
did you want the old kind of Wizard of Oz style artwork in the front?
Totally.
Aye.
Get this, and there's another thing that really bothers me, and this goes right back to Star Wars, right? I can even will I bring them all out? Nah, because it's not that right. So see the prequels. The prequels came out in 2-disc edition, right? And I could even go get it if I really need to prove it, right? They came out in 2-disc edition, eh?
I believe you. It's fine.
Right. So they came out in 2-disc edition, the prequels, and they're like dark brown, the DVDs, right? And this was at a time, right? No, get this right. This was before this was before the Blu-rays started coming out. So this was the thing to have, and it was like 15 quid a DVD. So I was like, I'll get it. Started off getting Phantom Menace, because remember I still had them all on VHS. I wanted to now transfer it to DVD. I got Phantom Menace, class, right? 2-disc edition. Then I was like, right, cool. Attack of the Clones, 2-disc edition. And then I had always seen. No, it wasn't it. It wasn't the prequels. It was the sequels. It was the sequels. And here it is. I'll show you, right? So you could get the sequels in not this format. So basically they looked like this, but they had gold on them, right? They were golden, and I've got them up there, but this is the silver version of them, right? There is a golden version of Return of the Jedi, but that seems to be the only one they'll give you is this one. It's no that one, right? And I'm like, did this Mandela affect me or some shit? Because there's definitely I need to show you now, because now I don't make any sense, right? And this is the other time, just like Never Ending Story, where it really pissed me off, because I was like, no, because now I've got a complete collection of Star Wars, and one doesn't look the same. One DVD looks different, like it shouldn't belong in that collection. Give me a second, I'll show you. Fuck's sake.
He's very passionate about his physical media, is Kevin. I mean, I've got a fair amount of stuff, but I'm not a completionist or anything like that. I just like to, I'll buy things if I'm allowed to spend money. But no, physical media is important. Keep buying Blu-rays, DVDs, even start buying old VHSs up again. They're all good fun. I miss the sound of a VHS going into a player. See that mechanical clicking and that? Love it. Here he comes.
I just made a lot of mess for no fucking reason. went and put a lot of shit down just so I could get to these DVDs to realise I'd reorganised them. Right, get this, right? And this, anybody watching, listening at home needs to really tune in to see this, okay? Because it's really it's gonna make sense here, right? So, episode 1, okay, this is when I transferred over to the DVDs. You see this? So it's golden, right?
Yep.
Episode 1. Episode 2. So far we're like, yes, it's all looking nice and golden, yeah? Episode 2. Episode 3, right? We're staying within how it should look, yeah?
That's the only good one out of those 3.
Right. Episode 4, yeah? All re-release, yep, right. So see, it's golden. It's not the one I just showed you, all silvery, yeah?
Yep.
Episode 5, nice and golden, yeah?
Just
like this, I have seen it. There is a Return of the Jedi just like this. And what the fuck did I get? Fucking that, man. Nah. Look. Silver. Look at that.
So, was that part of a box set? Or?
No, I got them all individually. That one was clearly part of a fucking box set. That's what I got sent when see, golden. Fucking no golden. That's fucking silver as shit.
Why does that say Revenge of the Jedi?
That says Return of the Jedi.
Mate, I swear I read that as Revenge. Hold it up again.
It's definitely no Revenge, you clown.
Hold it up.
However, Revenge of the Jedi was the original. That's what it initially was called. You know that?
I swear I read that as Revenge of the Jedi.
Well, that's actually what it was it was originally called. Here, let me just blast through some of these. Andy Gibb says, J Mac, I'm guessing your movie is Blazing Saddles. Janice says, Willow was one of my favourites. Heard he's a right prick in real life. Matthewman says, one of my favourite soundtracks ever. Is that referring to Never Ending Story? Or Never Ending Story 3? Matthewman says, I don't think I've ever seen episode 1 and 2. Correct. You need to go see it. Tatty Soup says, I seen From Dusk Till Dawn when I was way too young. That stuck with me. That and Eurotrash. Hey, Scary doesn't he? No. I played that in a band once back when I was in a band. We played Born to Be Wild, and then halfway through we'd just stop and go to Scotty Doesn't Know, and you would just see all the girlfriends going less.
What's that?
To their boyfriends. It's a song that Matt Damon, it's a band called Lustra. They play the song, and Matt Damon pretends to be the singer. He's just like a cameo, big, huge star, just a small part in Eurotrash. You ever seen Road Trip? Was it Road Trip? You ever seen Road Trip? So Eurotrash is kind of similar, really funny, class movie. It came out at the same time as like American Pie and all that. It's within that kind of.
No, Eurotrash was that late night Channel 4 film that had.
Oh, so it was. I'm thinking Euro Trip. Was Eurotrash? No, you'd be flicking through the channels, right? And Eurotrash would be on, and you've just.
You were on about.
That's right. No, I'm thinking Euro Trip, mate. I'm on cylinders today. By the way, would you not be just flipping through the channels, right? And then you'd know Eurotrash was on because you'd flip past and there'd be a penis and a
tit. For me, there was always a really old, wrinkly, like overly tanned, bordering on skin cancer, blonde thing with massive tits. Always, every time. Look, she looked like Karg from Masters of the Universe, but had big tits.
Judy says Matthewman was responding to me about Willow. Ah, right, yeah. Heard he's a prick in real life. Matthewman. I'm kidding. Nah, I'm kidding. Willow. What's his face? Big Vorvik. Rolling the dice every time. Rolling the dice. Matthewman says, well, always a guy on Eurotrash who painted portraits with his own shite.
I missed the paychecks for that.
My hubby's favourite was Ice Pirates. Is that not the, what do you call them? The Time Bandits, no?
No, that's Time Bandits.
Was there no two Time Bandits? Was there no two? Was there no two of the Time Bandits? Was one no called Ice Pirates, no? Nah, I don't think so.
No.
You're wrong, J-Mac. It was part of the Argonauts, no? Jason and the Argonauts or whatnot. Was it no?
No, can I mention that as one of my favourites?
Yes, tell
Growing
me the
up,
first time you ever seen it.
again, it's one of those ones that I feel like it's always been there. I quite like a lot of the kind of 1960s monster films. Like Jason and the Argonauts. I mean, there's some stuff in that was genuinely creepy. The harpies, the
The
flying
herpes.
the herpes, the flying screeching statue things. They terrified me as a kid. The skeleton fight at the end was awesome. Um,
Aye.
and you had the Ray Harryhausen stop motion, which is always awesome to watch.
Aye.
That and Jack the Giant Killer. That was another one that I grew up with. I don't know how many folk are familiar with that one, but I loved that, man. It was set in the Kingdom of Cornwall, and it's just lovely. It's a lovely film. I think that might have been for the 50s actually. Um,
Here's the thing. I would always go into my gran's. She's dead now, rest her soul. And there would always be something like Jason and the Argonauts or something on the telly. It's like she found the channel. Rubbing your beak off your mic. Did I do that? Did I go? Getting packed out here. I'd always go to my gran's, and it's like she always had some old shit on that I always used to get sucked into. And I was just like, what fucking channel are you watching? Like, what channel constantly has old shit on it? Is it Channel 5? You know what I mean?
well,
That's where I first discovered Logan's Run, which, by the way, captivated me as a kid. You ever seen that?
no, I've
Mate, have you
seen bits of
never
it.
seen
I've seen
Logan's
bits
Run?
of it. I don't really fancy it, to be honest.
Mate, it
Fucking
was
Basil
class.
Exposition running about like Luke Skywalker.
That's true, but here's the thing. What happens is this, right? Guys like that, everybody within the world, they all got these wee things, these wee diamonds, and when it on their hand, when it glows, it's your time to go to ascend to their type of Valhalla. So they all going in, they're going up into the wee UFO beam thing, right? And it just disintegrates them. So they're essentially dying, right? And the guy's like, "We don't have to go." He's like, "Watch." And everybody's like, "Don't be stupid. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to go in there and just go to Valhalla." He's like,
Look
he's
at
like,
me,
"But
and
no,
you're
look."
going.
Right? And that's where it starts. They're like, "Oh, we've got a non-goer. Let's get him." And he starts running. He's like, "Nah," and he experiences this world outside the world that he's been, and it kind of is very prevalent in today's society. You know, do as you're told, fucking follow the rules, and where does that get you? Into a fucking million bits of pieces. And it's a class wee thing. And I mind there's a point where he takes a thing off his hand, and it's always had me howling. Takes a wee diamond off his hand, meets this guy, right? And he's like this, and he's surrounded by cats. And the guy's like, "Hey, do you know where I can get to blah blah?" And the guy's like, "No, but I like that thing on your hand. I'll give you one of my cats for it." And I was just like, that's hilarious. Try to swap his cat, man. Try to swap his cat for a PlayStation. Logan's Run is where we're all headed. I can see it going that way. I can see it going that way. But Logan's Run was class. It's so underrated as well. What's his face is in it?
It's Michael York.
Aye, he's in Austin Powers, the spy who shagged me. Yeah,
Aye.
baby.
Basil Exposition.
Get in my belly.
Cool. This coffee tastes like shit. It is shit, Austin. Oh, good, then it's not just me.
Mate, I welcome another Austin Powers movie. I fucking loved Austin Powers. That's again, the first time I ever seen Austin Powers, I went to a friend's house, and he lived at the end of my street. First time I ever stayed over, and he's like, bear in mind, I've never heard of Austin Powers, not a clue what it is. His big brother's a lot older than us, so he had shown him, and he was like, "Well, come and we'll I've got Austin Powers, we'll watch it." And I'm like, Austin Powers. I'm thinking that must be like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm like, well, anything to do with wrestling, I'm there, mate. So I went and stayed over his house. I'm like, this isn't Stone Cold. But then my eyes were open to Austin Powers, and I was pissing myself. And that was my first. And I think it was The Spy Who Shagged Me. That was the first one. That was the first Austin Powers scene. But see what I mean?
I never seen Austin Powers until Austin Powers 2 came out, or roundabout, because I'm sure I was about 15 by the time I actually seen Austin Powers, so that would have been like 1999. And I saw them both quite close, kind of back to back, and Like I really loved the second one. Um, I mean, I wouldn't say it's one of the films that made me. So I don't want to talk about it too much, but it was good.
No,
Like the
the thing
films that
is
made
though.
me
Mhm.
like. Sorry, say what you're going to say about
No, I was just saying, like, to me, movies are great when you've got a story. You know what I mean? You've got a story behind the movies, and that's kind of what makes you, even if you don't like it. Do you know what I mean?
that.
Like, I've just explained there that I do love Austin Powers, but what it does though is it gives, I think, well, let's go back to where I first saw it when I discovered it, and just how good that was, and what a good time of life that was. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I totally that this sometimes, even whether or not you love the movie or not, I think that's the magic of movies, and as well music. You know, when you first
Yeah,
heard it, sometimes you listen to a song on the radio and you're like, you can almost feel how you felt when you very first heard it. And I think movies carry that same thing. And that's why we all love the 80s. That's why we love nostalgia, baby.
I don't
Ow!
know. I
You
find I
shot me,
still
you
really.
a-hole! Ow!
Um, I kind of getting to that point in my life where I find nostalgia painful because I just want to go back there. Um,
Uh,
it's quite sore sometimes, but like if you were saying films like Never Ending Story feel like they've always been there.
mhm.
Actually, this gem of a film behind me that I saw for the first time when I
Oh,
was
mate.
maybe 6. Far too young to see something like that, but it's like your parents did this thing where it was like, it's a Schwarzenegger film. Oh, it's fine. On you go. It was I think it was one of the first VHSs I ever owned.
Did you get the
And
double one?
no, no.
You waited after Terminator 1 and the second one came on. I remember getting that for a car boot sale. I was like, what? I own my own tape. Like, I don't have to wait till it comes on the telly. I can watch this over and over again. And I did.
And I did.
And I did.
No, I was the first one of all my siblings to get a video recorder in my room because I was a big film fan, and that was one of the first that I got. The other ones I got first, I was given them by my brother, who they were pre-owned. They were his before, but he gave me the Big Boss, Fist of Fury, and Way of the Dragon. That was obviously the first 3 Bruce Lee films. Bruce Lee had a big part to do with my love of movies.
Aye.
Um, I still watch them with fondness today. I mean, they're not. I mean, going by like the modern standards of martial arts films and choreography, there's obviously a lot better out there now. But it was pioneering at the time, and
Mhm.
he was just epic.
He
Did a
reminds me
lot.
of Law from Tekken.
Oh, 100% Law and well,
Oh, 100% Law.
I know exactly who you're talking about
Aye,
because
he was
Law was
based off
clearly
Bruce
based
Lee.
on Bruce Lee. So was Liu Kang in the original Mortal Kombat. Anyway,
Aye,
um,
aye.
and I've always loved Bruce Lee films. Always will. Gave me a taste for martial arts films. I used to enjoy when I was again way too young to see them. I used to enjoy Jean Claude Van Damme films.
Mate, I think
And
there was a boom period of nothing but martial art films when we were wee that doesn't exist now. It's all action films and family. It's not what it used to be like. Oh, there's a tournament, you got to go and kick somebody's head in, and your pal gets done in, so you go into a bus and greet until it's time for revenge.
it'd be good to get a good old fashioned tournament film again, eh?
I like Mortal
You are
Kombat.
not to win the fight tonight.
Fight tonight. Mate, they were the days, man. They were the days. Janice says Star Wars was my introduction to movies. Mate, Star Wars is phenomenal. As you can see all around me, is that I love Star Wars. However, Star Wars, like many other films, was always just there. I don't remember the first time I saw it because it was just there. I knew who Darth Vader was. I knew who Luke Skywalker was. I knew all this just purely because Star Wars was that big.
What was the first film you remember seeing at the cinema?
A Bug's Life was the very first film I seen in the cinema.
Was it the first or just the first that you remember?
The first.
The first. Mine was The Little Mermaid. A little reminder of how much older I am than you.
And I'm not A Bug's Life. Came out fucking 4 weeks ago. My first VHS I owned was Delta Force with Big Chuck. Still one of the greatest movie theme tunes ever. Hey,
No, you never owned a Chuck Norris film. Chuck
The
Norris film owned you.
Owned you. Bloodsport was a great movie, mate. Bloodsport was phenomenal. Frank Dukes, remember Big Duke Baking Bricks?
Big Duke's the pish talker.
Mate, we met Bolo Young and we almost got into his hotel room, which is a weird story, but
Sounds wrong.
I could smash him now. Yeah, I could win a fight with Bolo Young now. Easy, man.
He's a poor old soul now. Looks like he's riddled with arthritis, probably down to his hefty days of bodybuilding, because he was an absolute tank back in the day. Especially for a Chinese guy. The Chinese guys aren't known for their size. And he just came on screen and he's just like, how's that possible for a guy to be as Herculean as him?
Do you not think he was probably one of the first baddies that proper sent the shitters up you, that wasn't a robot, wasn't something from outer space, wasn't going to burst into the thing? He was just a
probably
dude.
Tong Po for me, man.
Tong Po and him. I mean, near enough the same thing.
Pretty much, Tong Po, Chong Li.
No, I didn't mean that. What I meant was pretty much the same thing, as in they're both equally scary bad guys that just break stuff. Matthew Min says, we had a wee local corner shop growing up that rented anything to anyone. I had one of those. Me and my pal once went about 2 straight weeks renting JCVD classics, Cyborg every night, belter of an 80s flick.
Interesting fact about Cyborg, other than the fact that you're wrong, Craig, and it's utter shite. All of the costumes in Cyborg, because it was a really low budget film, all the costumes were already in existence. They were for a Masters of the Universe sequel that never happened, so they just used all those costumes for Cyborg.
I mean, they are. It's very funny. I know folk that look like the costumes. Cyborg.
Are you looking at them now?
The faces, man. What's his face knowing that? Dacascos.
I can't remember.
It just looks like him, maybe.
I don't think so.
I think it looks like him. I don't think it's actually him. But Cyborg class, man. That's with Scream Factory. We've had the fella from Scream Factory on this here show. Mindy was like, yes, and send me your address and I'll send you these new box sets of the Halloween films. And we're like, okay, we gave the address and never go fuck off.
Totally attached.
It's like, I'm not sick. It's because I was like, 1 each. It's like, fuck off. The big bad Fender guy was in Point Break. Mate, I think there's still more of the 80s for me to explore.
Mac and Me.
Oh, Baddies and Cyborg were all named after guitars. We fact there for you. What? No way. There has to be like so we've got Fender, Gibson,
Ibanez,
Vintage,
Tanglewood,
Stag. Maybe they had a Stag, Westfield,
Squire. I know it's a Fender. Be a great bad guy name. Hello, Squire.
No, Squire is that guy. Fender's the bad guy. Squire's his Squire. Oh no, it's Fender, Squire. It's morphin' time. He said that.
A baddie called Les Paul.
Les. Everybody's called Les.
I know.
Unless it's Les being.
No, that's the thing. Like Les is a very British name, innit? Like
short for Leslie, man.
Les Battersby. You know what I mean? It's like
he was a tank in his day.
Eh?
He was a tank in his day.
Was he?
Well, Les Battersby, when I was growing up, was the hard man in Corrie. Nobody messed with him.
No, for me it was Irish Jim. Jim was the hard man in Coronation Street when I was growing up.
Jim McDonald.
That's the man. That's the man right there.
Do you know what my son Harry, 7-year-old, said to me the other day? Dad, what's EastEnders? I said, it's a show that's just like kind of like real life, but not really. So, okay, maybe I'll watch it. Is it on Netflix? I'm like, the world, man, the world.
Is it on Netflix? No, you can sit down and waste half your day every Sunday watching the Omnibus on BBC.
You got a bit of time to catch up on, like. But I used to spend a lot of time watching the soaps. I was addicted for quite some time.
I used to watch Home and Away, Neighbours, EastEnders for a while. Coronation Street I never bothered with because when we knew when Coronation Street came on when I was a kid that was bedtime. So as soon as we heard, we're like, oh, it's fucking bedtime.
By the way, what was it? The soaps. Aye, they would be easy to avoid if they didn't have such banging fucking theme songs, man. do. Come on, man. How might get away for that?
You know we belong together. You and I forever and ever. No matter where you are, you're my shining star. And from the very first moment I saw you, I never felt such emotion. I'm walking on air just to know you are there. I remember that one. That was good
fun. Shall we? Which brings me to another movie of mine, which was always a big. Right.
Thanks. Encore. Fuck off.
I know. For me, it was always a highlight. Was Rocky Horror Picture Show. Phenomenal movie.
Still haven't seen it.
Again, oh man, it was. I don't think if I hadn't binged it when I was a kid, because it was like you only watched what tapes you had, and that was one of like 7 tapes I had, and it was taped off the telly because my mum loved it, so I would always watch it, and it just become part of the. I could like, cite every single part of it. So I'm not actually sure why I love it, and then I introduced Todd to it years later. And for many years now, it's been a thing between us where we just quote it to hell. There's a. I think before, and we'll not go down this road, right? But before you had to be like, I'm proud and I'm. See people that are they and them. Do they refer to themselves as we? Like Morla, Neverending Story, because that was the OG. We're not really sure, but yes. It's been a long time since we've had visitors. So they must.
He's a trans turtle.
A trans turtle. This whole time, man, he had it. He was ahead of the game, man. What was Never in Story? 1984. So
Yeah.
he was. Morla was ahead. Oh, sorry, Morla, be it he or she, they were ahead of the time. By.
We haven't spoken to anyone for thousands of years, so we started talking to ourselves.
All right, so what you're saying is you call yourself we because you're fucked in the head. Thanks for clearing that up.
And we'll leave that there. But aye, that's funny. And Janice is like, ha, hell yes, I agree. Hey, Janice. Yes. With the Rocky Horror Picture Show, that was a time of real expression. That's one of those times where I look at that and go, that was genuine expression, not today's wokey pish. This was genuine expression from people.
Oh, wokey pish. Oh, wokey pish. Oh, wokey pish. Knees bent, arms bent, buff.
No, he didn't arse up. Don't assume my pronouns. Janice says Ghostbusters is another good one.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually more into Ghostbusters 2. I saw that a lot more grown up than the first one, and I think I've probably got a more fond spot in my memory for the second one. And a lot of folks say the second one's rubbish. I completely, wholeheartedly, and respectfully and unrespectfully disagree. I think you're wrong if you think it's a bad
Dark
film.
World. You done a me. Hey, by the way, just thinking about Ghostbusters, because when Janice brought that up, I was thinking, well, I do recall sitting. Do you remember when watching a movie was family time? The kids would be with a pillow in front of the telly, adults would be up on the couch, and everybody Rocky 3. I remember sitting watching Rocky 3 with my family, and once it was done, it was almost like the film had finished, and we all were like, "Oh," talking about it. It was just
we were all like, "Oh, let's fight."
aye, absolutely. That's gone now. I think that's totally gone. I try to
Yeah.
do it with my kids, and I do, but there's something about the 80s and the 90s of when, like, it would be a big deal. You need to come in tonight. Why? After Gladiators is finished, well, after Batman,
So
the
right, folks,
catchphrase,
Indiana Jones is starting at 8 o'clock. Make sure you're ready. If you need the toilet, go now.
right? And you would go out with your friends, right? And they'd be like, "I'm going in tonight. Why? I'm going to see Indiana Jones. It's on the telly." Me too. It would be a buzz around the neighborhood.
Aye, then it would be, can I ask my mum if I can come up to you a bit and watch it? That would happen as well.
Aye. Oh
Aye.
man, they were the days. Those are gone. Those are gone. Janice says, absolutely. I miss those days.
The thing is, we
Janice,
can recreate it, but you'd really need to get your kids to be completely in on the scenario. So listen,
Mhm.
kids, I'm like, you need to tell them I'm going to do it the way it was done when I was wee, and you have to join in. There's no excuses, no ifs, ands, buts. If you need a pee during the film, you go and pee. You miss what you miss, unless it's a break.
with
So,
adverts. That's when everybody
aye.
would peg it. Oh, let me in first. Well, the boys can pee together.
I know, 6 folk in the house, everybody waiting for a pee, and the first guy that goes in doing a shite.
Always you,
Stinking it out for his 9 coffees that he had that day. And thanks very much for that, Dad. Back when the air
Aye.
freshener just made the shite smell like pine trees.
And,
That's a big piney shite.
I remember as well, Matilda, the original Matilda.
Oh, loved it.
Watching that with the family, I remember it was like the adverts would come on. So when you're watching Gladiators or the original Adam West Batman catchphrase and all that like that, it would always say, this Saturday, Matilda coming, and you would see just a few clips. Wouldn't they waste the whole thing? Just a few clips. And you're like, oh, I can't wait to see that. It's on the telly. Mind and tape it. Mum would be like, minding it. It would be like, oh, we need to make sure. Like, it would be such an event. We need to make sure we get his tape so we can watch it always. Make sure hey, there was always someone standing by the video player to hit pause when the adverts came on and then record again. Hey, the magic of cinema.
Remember Video Plus?
No.
Remember that shit? No, the
No.
TV guide had a code next to every program, and you would type the code into your Video Plus recorder, and that would record that show. You didn't have to do a start and end time on it.
Organized piracy.
It was genius. We used to watch stuff like when I was growing up, it was stuff like E.T. and Indiana Jones and the Goonies. Those were the films that we all got really excited for. Back to the Future as well, Janice. Any one of the Back to the Futures, really.
Janice says, we did that with my mother-in-law, but now she's gone and we don't do that anymore. Janice.
Maybe it's something we should take away for this podcast. We all have to go away and do that. Try it at least once, maybe next Friday night or something. Have a night with the family and do it 80s and 90s style. Yeah. And it has to be on live TV. So you have to look ahead, find out what's coming on.
Is that even a thing? Is that even a thing?
It is still a thing.
Well, say, that's for my root beers. I'm a TV guide. Oh, you got a TV? No. You got a TV guide? Don't need a TV.
Okay, let's go to town.
That's as close to town I like to get. We're going to town. Having the TV guide,
justice, the
American way,
in a really fake deep voice.
By the way, did you never find that it was as well? You would pick up the TV guide that would come with the newspaper, and you would see it had been circled.
Aye.
Yeah, there'd be somebody would sit there and go, right, what's on this week? Matthewman says, big part of my growing up was watching John Candy movies with my gran. Had a VHS box set with Who's Harry, Crumb, Great Outdoors, and Summer Rental. See, that's it right there, Matthewman. Exactly what you're talking about. The glory days, the days that are they're gone. they slip away from you
Mm.
before you even know it. They're no there, and you
I
didn't even
missed
notice
it.
them leaving.
Yeah, I miss the excitement of see Christmas Day TV. Remember Christmas Day? It's like this Christmas Day on BBC One.
Home Alone, man.
And it would be at 4:30, only fools and horses. Rodney and Del Boy get into more shenanigans. At 5:30, Noel's house party. Right? And then it'd be like at 8 o'clock, E.T. every fucking year for about 9 years.
Mhm.
I
Everybody
miss
had
that
finished,
so much.
mate. Everybody had finished their Christmas dinner. It would be snowing outside. This advert would come on. Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming. You'd be like, man, we'd have those mad decorations on the ceiling with somebody's
know that
dragonfly toy stuck in it.
That Coca-Cola truck came to the Asda just round the corner from my old house
Aye.
a few years ago when I was still living in Glasgow.
Yeah.
Apparently it got set on fire recently.
Sign of the times, my man.
Just stop
Sign of the times. Tatty Soup says James Bond was a biggie for me. Had loads of VHSs back when James Bond was fun. I feel you, mate. Todd actually gave me a nice James Bond box set right there. It's got the full edition with all the wee books and that. Phenomenal. I remember James Bond being fun. Fun story. We met a Bond girl. It's the same lassie that J Mac used to jizz over. Matthewman says, was nothing more exciting as a kid than getting Christmas TV Guide, all the movies that were coming on ready to be recorded. Man.
Yeah.
Aliens with Sigourney Weaver. My man, Janice. Big with Tom Hanks. Aye, Big was all right. Who could forget the Blues Brothers love? Mate, Janice is...
I only seen the Blues Brothers about 5 years ago for the first time.
J-Mac. Oh my God, you've missed it. Can you do me a favour, J-Mac?
See the bit when he falls down the stairs in the fucking the kid's school chair? The American school chairs where it's the chair with the desk coming in the front and he falls down the stairs and I was fucking howling.
Very underrated, Blues Brothers 2000, the sequel. Very underrated. Thingy's dead by this point. What's his name?
John Belushi.
John Belushi. He's dead by this point, and he's replaced by can't mind. But check it. Do me a favor, J Mac.
Who did replace him? Was it John Goodman or something?
I think so. I think it was John Goodman. Are you looking it up?
Mm-hmm.
I'll look it up before you. It was Dan Aykroyd and John Goodman. You were correct.
There we go.
Do me a favor.
I remember a lot of folks saying at the time, why did they not get James Belushi? It's like, because he's pish, man.
Because he's pish. Do me a favor. I'm going to bring Janice's comments up, right? And read them like the guy doing the TV advert, like you just did. Right? Ready? Here we go.
Okay. At 10 p.m. this Christmas Eve, Aliens with Sigourney Weaver. And before that, for some reason I didn't mention this first, at 8 p.m. is Big with Tom Hanks. He makes a wish on a wee machine and it knocks him up to be a grown-up and shit. And on Christmas Day... What the fuck am I doing here?
It was you. I mean, you ad-libbed, but just the way Janice put them together, it was like Aliens with Sigourney Weaver, Big with Tom Hanks, and who could forget the Blues Brothers?
He's done it proper auto cue style. Aye. Right,
Does in the comments. Lord, I feel old.
Oh, Lordy!
Like Mama's House. I remember the first time seeing that. Do you remember there was a time where family movies were fun? They don't seem to exist anymore. A good family movie.
Mate, I sat down to watch The Nutty Professor a few months ago. It was fucking terrible. And I used to really like it. I used to think it was really funny.
Hercules. Isaac.
Hercules. Hercules.
Oh, shut your ass up.
I mean, some of it was funny, but oh my god, it was so cheap and nasty looking at bits as well.
Coming to America.
Coming to America, I actually didn't see until later.
Next up, Road Warrior.
Yeah, I've still never seen the original Mad Maxes either.
The first one was less.
Is it Mad Maxes or Mad Max I?
I think it's just Mad Max. That's the plural. Look, there's a bunch of Mad Max. Police Academy. Yes.
It's the tune for that, man. Short Circuit. I'm getting Steve Gutenberg in my head now.
Mate, Short Circuit, that's right. And there was a wee dude who has a proper Indian accent in it. He's in the second one as well.
It isn't Indian.
Is he no?
Mate, it's so funny. Like, he's so good at it, and you would be 100% convinced, but not. That was just a wee white guy called Fisher Stevens in brownface.
No, he's no.
I swear to God, man, look it up.
Is it no? Is it?
Look.
I did think it was a bit over the top Indian.
I am standing here beside myself.
It's funny because Emily, my daughter, I went through a massive stage of just throwing all my childhood movies at her, and she loved Short
What,
Circuit,
you
Johnny
trying to
Five.
hurt her?
No, one of them for me is Little Rascals. I think it was like
That
1999.
was number one for me.
Oh, loved it, and she went right through a phase of that. Little Rascals, Labyrinth. Oh,
Labyrinth. Labyrinth is up there, by the way.
I've
That's
got a
really
poster up there
up.
waiting to be framed. I think, see, as far as movie soundtracks go, what a phenomenal job that David Bowie done. I mean, how could you not be in David Bowie?
Forever.
Look at that.
Not long at all.
You're the friend.
No one can save you from walking away. Oh, that's amazing.
That's that. Remember when movies used to do that? You used to just you say a movie name and everybody starts singing.
Aye.
What
Aye,
movies in the last 20 years?
Nothing, because they don't go for theme tunes anymore. They go for score. That's it. It's score. I mean, I think probably the most memorable theme tune in the last 20 years is probably Pirates of the Caribbean. Other than that,
Janice says one called They Live, John Carpenter classic. I've got that on Steelbook. Phenomenal, great movie. Another representation of life as we know it.
it's probably more relevant today than it's ever been as well. Might be one for revisiting. There's another ridiculously long fist fight in that, like goes on
Yes,
for like 8 minutes.
Which, by the way, with Roddy Piper, and that was all set up by Roddy Piper. You know that
he choreographed it, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense if he's got the experience. That's it. That was one thing that made the Rock a good action star. Because he could do a lot of the stuff himself, like right off the bat, because he could take the bumps. It translates well.
The Rock's not having a great time in Hollywood right now, but don't count out The Rock. Never count him out.
Why is he not having a good time?
The XFL, which he bought from Vince McMahon, just lost 60 million. His show, the Young Rock series, has just been cancelled.
Was that the Pebble?
The DCU stuff they started with the Black Adam cancelled. A lot of stuff that he's had going for him right now isn't looking too great. He's back into the Fast franchise with Vin Diesel, and people are saying, "Oh, you're going running back to Vin Diesel because you're broke." It's like, wait a fucking minute. The guy started as a wrestler in the movie industry. We all shrugged him and says, fuck him, right? He's a wrestler. He's not going to be serious. He made it to the top of Hollywood. Everybody hails him. All the greatest. He's the greatest. Has a wee bit of turmoil, and it's like, oh, okay. Fuck The Rock again. Nah, fuck you. Fuck you, motherfucker. Didn't he bet against The Rock? Because The Rock will always whip your candy ass. No. Good man. I think he wasn't on Epstein's list, so we're all good to know. Don't forget The Shining, which, by the way, a lot of actors here that have been mentioned have been on that list, and their significant others.
There's no doubt about that.
The Shining, class movie. Have you seen Shelley Duvall these days?
Oh man, Shelley Duvall now. She kind of looks like a mushroom that's halfway into turning into a human.
She looks like a Twix that she looks like she could eat a Twix and miss all the chocolate.
Curly Wurly.
Oh, is it not a Twix?
It's a Curly Wurly.
Twix, get them now. She looks like she could eat a Curly Wurly and miss all the chocolate. That man.
I don't think they've got curly whirlies in the States, Janice. Curly whirlies are it's a long, thin chocolate bar it's almost in a kind of a lattice or a crisscross pattern, so there's lots of holes in it.
On next week's show.
Shelley Duvall, he's saying that because of the Samurai Cop, and we watched Samurai Cop and shredded it, and shredded the acting, shredded everything, and then the guy came on our show the next week. The actual Samurai Cop came on the show the next week,
and had watched our
And then-
fucking episode. I put on.
but the thing is, he's totally cool with it because he knows it was absolute tripe.
For the
Um,
record,
but it's
Shelley
awesome.
Duvall's fucking sex. Said it here first. I'm reaching it to Shelley Duvall.
I've never ever found her attractive. I always thought she looked like the fucking doors opened on Mars in Total Recall, but I've never found her to be attractive.
No
But
wonder Jack
not
went
getting any
fucking
better.
mental. Eh?
She's no aging like a wine anyway. She's aging like milk.
I can't be. Oh, I was drinking whiskey there. Hey, you could have killed me.
Sorry about that.
A wee shout out to our
Our
good friend.
First episode is a tribute to Kevin, who died last week.
No. A dull boy, based off The Shining. As you can see,
See,
the CD is not in there because I'm listening to it.
Sorry, turn it around again. It's reversed. You need to reverse your camera because that says Yodiub. That makes more sense. There you go. I always struggle
No, I'm
with
into it.
purple writing.
Mate. So give us another one of your movies that made you.
Oh, Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal films. Aye, Out for Justice. That fucking scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. The baddie in Out for Justice, the bad guy in Out for Justice is one of the most terrifying, thuggish bad guys ever put to screen. So, what are your thoughts on it, Yu-Gi-Oh?
She played the crypt keeper. What the fuck, man? Poltergeist, class movie. That wee lassie's dead now, eh?
Why did your Pixar guy seem so happy about that?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea what's even going on.
You had a lot more than that last time.
I'm sure I did.
Well, there we go. Keep that one for the rest of the show, man.
Oh wow. Under Siege. Steven Seagal. He seemed to be kicking about most of my childhood and then just went proper pish. No.
That's what Kevin looked like when he's my age.
4 year, man.
You look like that guy on TikTok. You're right.
Probably. So hey, what's your favorite animated film? Probably something like what was that animated one? Very Redrum showing that CD backwards, like, oh mate, that was mental. All the Rocky movies. I think you got to appreciate the series. And by the way, Tommy Gunn was a real fighter. Didn't looked fucking burst at the end. Like,
did you watch his documentary?
No, is it good?
It was quite heartbreaking, to be honest. I mean, you saw what he looked like at the end, right? You just said that he looked really rough.
Aye,
he was only 44 in that photo. That's not funny. Aye, was aye.
That's a shame.
Fucking hell! I didn't know I was on the James English podcast.
Thank you for watching Jibber Jabber Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to my episode shows.
Next week we'll be having a person on who's not normally here. That is called a guest, and that me and the guest will talk about the fact that they used to commit crimes but are pretending they are better people now.
What is it? It says, listen, we've all had fucking hard times, right? We've all done shit we shouldn't have fucking done.
Everybody deserves a fucking second chance, know what I mean? So, shut up, you white tooth plump.
Next week on the show. Princess Bride. Hey, Big Andre was in that.
He was. Yeah. And the
Big
one
Andre
on
Giant.
a
Who was the other guy that was in that?
Carrie Elwes.
Aye.
He was in Saw. And Robin Hood Men.
That's right. He was
Liar,
the-
Liar. So many good films.
That's
Man.
right. Aye. I remember that. Like,
Because unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent.
mate, it used to be that so many like the movies back in the day had just so many good actors in it. Now you're just getting like Marvel and folk are superheroes. There's no great characters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Aye, sorry, but there was some background noise going on here. Aye, I mean, I'm so fed up with superhero films. I've mentioned it before many times. Like Superman was another one that made me. All the Superman films, even number 4. I used to love number 4 when I was a kid.
Aye.
And it's a shame because a superhero film used to be a treat that you got every few years. A superhero film would come out. Now we're at the point where when a film comes out that's not a superhero film, we go, yay.
I know. Top Gun. Harry Fartbanger.
Big Harry Fartbanger. He can bang farts for as long as he wants, as far as I'm concerned.
Aye. Top Gun Maverick was a return to glory.
Yeah. It was return to the glory hole. Your wide eyes look class on that fella. Do it again.
Mick says, "Hello, chaps. Hello, Mick.
Hello, Mick.
Tell us
Who are you?
your favourite character from your favourite film. Who's your favourite character from your favourite film?" Matthewman says, "Superman 2 fucking traumatized me. Fuck that Robo Woman."
That was 3.
That was 3. Yeah.
That was Superman 3. Yeah. Superman 2 was essentially a continuation of the first story because I think Zod and his 2 minions kind of showed up at the start of the first one and then just never seen them again.
Yeah.
And then they came in at number 2. But number 3, it was the mum for the Goonies that played that fucking Robo Woman.
Mate, Mrs. Vertelli, it's wet, ain't it? Hey, by the way.
Stupid no niente.
By the way, what was I going to say? Oh no,
I don't know.
forgot it.
The one
Forgot
know
it
you.
now. I was going to say it and then you done your impression and I lost it. No. Oh, that was it. Halloween 3. I know. Here is it, man. Oh, here is it. Oh, right. So Halloween 3, a standalone film as is, was class. It always kind of got to me that those robot things would rip folks' heads off. Just like that. Satan's Little Helper, by the way. Satan's Little Helper, class film. Matthewman, I'm going to assume you've watched it. I know you got it on my recommendation. I'm going to assume you've watched it, right? So Satan's Little Helper was at the time where I was like, oh, I've got my own job. I've left school, still living at home with the parents, no responsibilities, down to the ex-rental shops, Global Video, fucking Movie Express, in with all my change, right? What can I take home? Satan's Little Helper was one of them. I was like, yes, man, way home. So great memories for me watching it. I've still got that very DVD. Still got it. Goonies never die. Well, some of them have.
I don't think they have. None of the Goonies are dead.
Aye. What's his face? The Italian guy that kept singing. Zeno Pan.
No, he's not.
Hey,
He's not dead. Sloth,
Well, there's
the
more.
guy
Is
the guy that played Sloth's dead. So is the mum. But they weren't Goonies. They were extra characters. But none of the, like, you've got Mikey, Data, Mouth, Chunk, Brandon, what's her name? Andy.
You Gooney! That was so. Hey, like, what's that all about? Eh?
What was her pal's name? Steph. Was it Steph?
Aye.
Aye. The one that looked like
Steph
a snooker
it was.
referee.
Was Mick says, I'm J Mac's brother, nephew through marriage. Robin Hood animated was the film of my youth.
Oh, it's wee
Class.
Mick. All right,
Class
Mick.
J Mac's brother through marriage. Class.
He's
So
my
yeah,
brother's
brother.
nephew. Aye, so Brian's his
brother's
uncle.
nephew.
Brian's his uncle. Aye.
Brian's his uncle.
Aye. Brian's his uncle.
Brian,
Fanny's his
he's,
auntie.
he's no my fucking brother. I'm going to take my face back to. I'm going to just put my face back to natural. Mate, Daniel looked like the thing with the tits from The Shining.
I wouldn't have
That
mentioned
and-
unless you mentioned it, but now
That and John McCririck.
Finbar's Fury, Winston.
No. Shut it, John. Aye.
So animated film. You asked me my favorite animated film. It's a kind of hard one because I've got a real soft spot for. I've got 3 Disney films that I will watch over and over again without complaint, and it's Aladdin, Aladdin, The Lion
Beauty and
King,
Beast.
and Beauty and the Beast. When it comes to, there's other styles of animation. Obviously, you've got your Japanese manga anime stuff. I used to love Cyber City. Cyber City was amazing, and Akira, which is still a mindfuck of a film. So I don't have a favorite animated film, but I've got some that I'm always going to have at the top of my list for ones that I'll watch without a problem.
The very best.
Heavy Metal, I haven't seen.
Best animated film, South Park the movie.
There's a bunch of birds in the sky.
Actually, what's funny about the South Park movies, you don't realize until you watch it again that you're like, this is a fucking musical, and I never even noticed.
That's the best type of musicals, man. That's the
Aye.
best type of musicals.
Yep.
The Iron Giant. The Iron Giant. Does that giant not die at the end or something like that?
Don't forget the butt for. What's a butt
Mate.
for? For pooping, silly.
See the Iron Giant? That was in Ready Player One, the movie,
Mhm.
even though the book is my favorite book of all time. And at the end, the Iron Giant goes down into the lava and his hand goes like that. And I was like,
Oh,
yes. I was like, yes. That's what it's all
That's a
about,
nice
man.
touch. That's
That
a
was
nice
such
touch.
a beautiful touch. Read the
That-
book and then watch the
Again,
film.
that moment in Terminator 2 destroyed me and still destroys me. See, if I don't watch it for a long time, oh fuck, it's horrid. So
I
horrid.
think what makes it more now as an adult, I'm like, oh, okay. So I understand John Connor didn't just like it, but John Connor was lacking a dad figure in his life. And for
Mhm.
the first time found it in a piece of AI metal,
Yep.
which ironically was the same kind of thing that took away his father. So there's a lot riding in that you don't actually really think about, but kind of sits with you as you're going through the film.
Mhm.
And you as the viewer, I suppose you the viewer are kind of viewing it as John Connor. Like if you watch Terminator, your experience is watching it through the eyes of John.
Mhm.
Which talk about a well-written fucking masterpiece. And by the way, how hard is it to get a sequel that's better than the first? And I will always go to that being like I put Terminator 2 on in the cinema instead of Terminator.
Yeah. Yep. So it's always a better shout. The thing is, I think the first Terminator is more of a horror film than the second one.
Aye,
The second one to me is a sci-fi action thriller. The first one to me is sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
Because I
So
think
Ghana.
yeah,
Yes.
I think it was.
Ah!
Yeah, Ghana.
Man, the bit that had me so angry as a kid, right? The bit that had me so angry. I used to watch that and see that part where she's working away and that wee Fanny puts a ladle of soup in her. I was like, I'd fucking knock you out.
I thought it was ice cream he put in her penny.
Probably was ice cream.
It's ice
Just
cream.
remembering it as soup. Aye. And she was properly gutted when she found out Ginger was dead. I know. Aye. Ginger had it tough.
Oh, so was that? She was hot, man.
And by the way,
proper 80s hot with a perm and everything.
do you know who doesn't get enough perks for saving all of humanity? for lying to a cop, but it's Terminator 2. Have you seen John Connor? Nah, I've never seen him. Hey, dude, there's a cop over there. Split. He does not get enough credit.
Do you know why?
Right?
Because he's got a ginger mullet.
Fucked it, man. You fucked it. You had to. But you know, these wee characters, they just didn't get enough credit.
I wonder what that guy's doing now.
Let me just have a wee looky.
That's interesting. But I mean,
He's Ray Romano.
what?
That was Ray Romano. That was a joke.
I don't get it.
Like, you're saying, I wonder what he's doing now. He went on to become Ray Romano.
Ray Romano, that very Italian-looking guy with dark hair and
Ah,
white brown skin.
was his name Tim, wasn't it?
Oh, in the movie, I actually don't even know.
Aye. He went on to do voice acting work in Hey Arnold.
You
Regular
fast
show.
returns your kind of dicks, huh?
Aye. G.I. Joe, The Secret Saturdays, Phineas and Ferb. Oh, yes, man. He went on to do a lot of voice acting. That mullet didn't work wonders for him.
That's your generation of Cartoon Network, innit?
That just goes to show that you never know, because that was not Cartoon Network. Hey Arnold was on Nickelodeon, and Phineas and Ferb was Cartoon Network, I think, but it was long after Cartoon Network was the Cartoon Network, if you feel me.
If you
So
feel
there
me.
you go. There you go. That was back when rock bands would start playing theme songs. There's 104 days of summer vacation. Real Steel with Hugh Jackman. That's not a movie that made you, Janice. That came out at least in the last 10, 15 years. We ain't don't talk a lot of shite, but it was a class film. He's in jail for sniffing wee boys' bike seats. The mullet would have me believe so, but I don't think
Maybe it's
so.
just the mullet that's in jail. Like, he's free, he's walking about with a baldy head, but his mullet's in jail. There's a horror film, The Mullet. We could make that. We could make The Mullet.
The cullet.
The Mullet Gullet.
The mullet.
Skullet.
Killer mullet for outer space. Was there not a Simpsons episode like that where he gets the hair, starts going off his head? Dr. Silverman, he's pan though, isn't he? He died in 2023
He died
last
recently,
year.
aye.
Well, we done an episode where we paid homage to him. Janice says, "I just love that movie though, no matter when it was made." Yeah,
Real
yeah.
Steel.
Real Steel.
I don't think I made it through that one, actually.
It was actually really good. Ready Player One guy also dresses as Buckaroo. Way
Buckaroo Banzai.
Mullet Schofield. That'd be a classic horror, man. Mafia man, get on this. Get on this. Like Army of Darkness style. Mullet Schofield. It's a big white mullet. If you haven't seen it, Megaforce. I'll need to look into Megaforce. Mate, are we just gonna pretend that Critters doesn't exist?
I've never seen Critters. Never seen
You
any
need
of
to
them.
get yourself sorted, my man.
Never seen them.
Hey!
I wonder if they're on Shudder. I'll check.
Probably that's Barry Bostwick that's in Megaforce, who is also Brad in Rocky Horror Picture Show. He's also the bad guy in Secret Agent Club with Hulk Hogan.
Barry Bostwick. Why do I know that name?
I'm trying to think what you'll have seen him in. He was in Rocky Horror. He was in. Trying to think what you'll have seen him in Megaforce, Spy Hard, Fantastic Planet, Need for Speed, Unbound, which is a voice.
I wrote Batty Bestwick.
Huh?
Instead of Barry Bostwick, I wrote Batty Bestwick.
That's another. That's another. Aye. So, aye.
Oh,
Killer
I
Krites.
I remember
that's
him
it.
for that Secret Agent shite you made me watch.
Secret Agent Club, yeah. Did we watch that? We did.
We
We
did.
reviewed that.
We did.
Remember
You made
Rex
me
is in
review
that
it.
with his spare leg and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ever tell you the story about how I first came across Secret Agent Club?
I think you did, but reinvigorate me.
The video tape was just sitting there on my bed, and then I just let one out on it. Did you not get it? How I came across
No.
it?
Aye.
Now, so do you remember Quick Save at the top of Whitburn? Back when it was Quick Save.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it got demolished and became something else. What was the point in demolishing that? There was a building. Let's demolish a building just to make a new building. Anyway,
Standardized stores, man. Sometimes it's easier just to start from scratch because it changed
So
to
what-
Summerfield.
well, it did change, but when I first went, it was Quick Save, and what happened was
We knew. before Quick Save, what was it?
That was before my time, my friend.
ShopRite.
ShopRite. Wow, that must have been way
ShopRite, Quick Save, Summerfield, and it's now Aldi.
right next to another Aldi, or is that a Lidl? Same thing. But the thing is, before that changed and all that, right? It was Quick Save. You could go in there and get like 20 pence for a Swiss roll. Used to magical, man. But I remember going into the store and seeing a big, huge box, and it was a VHS player with a load of VHSs. And I've actually got every single one of those VHSs now. The tapes, I've actually got them all on DVD because it's nostalgic as hell to me. It had so many bangers on it. Secret Agent Club. It had Forest Warriors with Chuck Norris. Let's Ruin Dad's Day. Oh, I had so many bangers on it, right? That I probably watch now and go, what the hell? Anyway, I got this, and I remember like, oh, waiting a week. Like at the end of the week, my mum says she's going to buy this new VHS, and I can't wait. And I've seen there's loads of films on it. Oh, I can't wait. Got it, loaded it up, and I watched these tapes like mental. And one of them was Secret Agent Club. So along with several other films like that, for me was always like, yes, man. And I don't think I'll have ever known about these films otherwise. And when I saw that Hulk Hogan was on the front of it, I was like, my dream, man, my dream. Because
I do have a wee soft spot for a couple of Hogan films, Mr. Nanny
I'm a
and Suburban
huge
Commando.
I'm a big Hogan fan. I've even got Andre Giant and
Is that
Hogan
a
up
Lord
there.
of the Rings ring on him?
It
Or
is.
that a
It is
belt?
because no, it's a Lord of the Rings ring. Because if I put it anywhere else, I'll lose it. Cooley.
It's my precious. The fat one
Hey,
has the precious. It's my precious.
brother.
That was like the meme I sent you earlier on for The
Aye.
Exorcist, and it's her floating above the bed, and it's him. Like company. What do you call that move? What's that move where they jump off the ropes and bum slam them?
That's his leg drop.
Is that
That was
leg
his
drop?
signature move.
So
That's
it's
a
got
leg drop.
him above there saying, "The power of Christ compels you, brother." Made me
I
laugh.
should really have his title on him. I'm going to actually put this on him because it belongs there. He was the man. Still is the man.
So them a few other films that I've kind of neglected to mention. Inner Space, which a lot of people, I talked to a lot of people who've never seen it. I don't know if you've seen Inner Space.
Transylvania 5000.
No. Have you seen Inner Space though?
No.
Mate, watch Inner Space. You've got Martin Short and Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid plays an a US Air Force pilot who gets shrunk down to like miniature size and put in this wee miniature spaceship to go inside a rabbit to kind of work out how the biology of the rabbit works. It's obviously an experimentational thing, and then through a series of circumstances, he ends up getting injected into Martin Short's bum, and hilarity and adventure ensues, and it's so worth a watch, man. The special effects, I think, won an Oscar at the time because they were pretty epic. And Inner Space, give it a watch. Any of you guys seen it? You guys watching it at home?
That reminds me of a film that I watched. I don't know if why no one ever talks about this as well. It had Elizabeth Hurley and Christopher Lloyd in it called My Favorite Martian. Jeff Daniels in it as well.
No,
He's an alien that lands to space, and I always remember like he's in a car and he turns it tiny, goes down the toilet, and as he comes up the toilet, there's a guy just like yourself getting ready to take a shite, and he's like, "No!" Class movie, man. There's some bangers here. Shrek. I remember when Shrek came out, and that nostalgic as hell. Like, who doesn't love Shrek? Out my swamp. Flash, savior of our universe.
Hawkman dive.
Was that any relative to that Sean Connery thing when he's wearing the red mad stuff?
Zardoz.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it. The Flash Gordon, again, it was epic cheese. It always has been epic cheese. It was made to be epic cheese. But I have to say that bit with the tree trunk with that fucking thing still gives me a bit of the jeeps.
Mick says, "Can you remember when Nisa used to have a video shop?" Yes, and you could also get PS1 and PS2 games from there. I got that game Beyond Good and Evil from there, and that was class as hell. I remember playing it. I do remember that. Nisa used to have a lot going for it, and then it changed a lot. I'm sure even they hired a few of my friends while they're underage to stack boxes and that. And I was like, if I could get a job in there and make 50 quid a week, and I put a couple of weeks by, I can go and buy like new guitars every week. It was living the dream, man. That I didn't live. Big Bad Bennett was the baddie in Inner Space. Let's party.
That's true. He just looks so different without a moustache. Honestly, Vernon Wells, totally unrecognisable. Because he's got a big pair of sunglasses on. He's not got his moustache. He's just not recognisable as fucking Bennett. Hard Freddie Mercury.
We'll have some steam in it. I was in Mad Max 2.
You're training Matrix.
Bennett that was back when bad guys were class, man.
I always thought he was wearing chainmail. Turns out it's just a vest.
Is it? It did look like chainmail, eh?
Mate, if you look at it again, it's just a woolen vest. It's just really, really gay.
I always remember at the start of that movie with the guys, because they're kind of taking the trash and they just start shooting folk. I thought, gutting. One day you go out to take your trash out, it's your last day.
Hey, I was afraid you'd miss me. Don't worry, we won't.
See that's lost nowadays.
Bill Duke, man. Bill Duke was a legend.
He was. War Games. That's
I've never seen that.
That's Matthew Broderick. He killed somebody.
Yeah, he did. And by the way, fucking shite actor. I do not understand the fascination with Matthew Broderick.
He was all right in Inspector Gadget because I think he was supposed to be robotic.
But that film was shite.
Was he not in Godzilla as well, wasn't he?
He was also the voice of Simba. It doesn't matter. He is shite. They could have got They could have got so many other people to do everything that he's done, and they'd have been better at it.
Is he still married to what's her puss? Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker. Sarah Jessica Parker. Sarah Jessica Parker. I don't know. Is she not just married to the other foot?
Aye. But see, he was not good in Ferris Bueller's Day On.
That's a terrible film. Again, I don't understand the fascination with it.
He's in The Cable Guy, which is a class film.
That is good.
I love The Cable Guy. It's when he starts singing, "Don't you want somebody love?" This is a song by Jefferson Airplane.
There's so much good stuff in that film, man.
There's so much good stuff in there.
I'll juice you up.
Ben Stiller was he was in that also.
Aye.
Jack Black, Eric Roberts.
When he punches him, he's like, "You're gonna have to do better than that, Steven. Steven, my lisp is gone. You stupid son of a bitch." The Cable Guy, I think, was a bit misunderstood when it came out. I think a lot of people were just expecting another kind of really, really silly Jim Carrey thing, but they actually got quite a very dark comedy. And they weren't
do you know what?
prepared for it.
I'm going to say this. See Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. I got that from, remember when I says I used to go to these X rental? I'd go in, I'd buy X rental. Oh, okay. There's only 2 movies I know of that Jim Carrey's serious in it. So I'm going to get a bash. Fucking shite. I
enjoyed that one.
Of course you fucking did. Of course you did. I thought it was shit. But see the number 24? Fucking class.
Is it? I've never seen that.
Fucking class, man. Get watching it.
No,
mad zombie pirate.
Was that a sequel?
No, to the number 23. No.
It's just because the one I know that Jim Carrey's in is the number 23.
Is it?
It most definitely is.
Is it? I thought it was number 24. Oh,
you watching all these bootleg films? If fucking the number 24 will be John Carrey.
John Carrey. Mate, if it's number 23, that was class. Do you know how that was class?
I did. I enjoyed that.
For him being a serious actor.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a shame because I think he's really got some good chops. He was in The Bad Batch.
Bruce Almighty. No, sorry, Bruce. What am I talking? The Truman Show. I meant to say The Truman Show, and I said Bruce Almighty.
He's still funny in The Truman Show, though.
But it's quite a serious film, and it's got some serious shit in it. And I think he did, like, at the emotional bits, I think he does really well.
He always does well.
We do need
Matthew
another
Will.
good spoof. We do need another good spoof. But I think people got tired of it because it
Don't
was
Call Me
happening all
Shirley.
the fucking time. It was
Aye.
happening all the time. But it's been ages since we've had one. But it's been
Yeah.
a long, long time since we've had a good one.
Yeah, I think Scary Movie kind of kicked that off again. And then you had
Mhm.
everything from Disaster Movie to... By the way, the Onion Movie had me fucking howling. And I didn't realise that
I've
came out
not
in like
seen it yet.
2015. Mate, it's a guy, he's a black fella. He's running with a balaclava and he goes into the bank and he's like, put your motherfucking hands up. The woman's like, ah. She's like, take all the money. He's like, you think I want money? You see a black guy coming with a gun and you assume I want to rob a place? No, I want a motherfucking job. He's like, so get your ass back there. Get me a motherfucking position. It goes right through it when he's like, he gets the job that he's phoning up. He's like, I could get you motherfucking 40% interest, right? And he starts punching fucking people on that, and he gets like employee of the month. And I was howling, man. Fucking watch it. He said, get your ass back there. Get me a 40-hour week position with medical benefits.
He literally went in to steal a job. That's class.
He's like holding every cunt up. He's like, money's just short term, man. I want someone to invest in my skills. Watch the Onion Movie. It's full of shit like that. It came out at a time where they were not scared to say how it was. Fucking had me creased, man. That's my favorite sketch that's in it. It's basically just a ton of sketches. It's just like news, basically. Oh, it was hilarious. Motherfucker. Fuck it. I'll play it. Right, I'll play it. I have to put this on because it's so good. Had me screaming. Onion Movie.
Did you ever see a film called Daryl?
Don't think so.
Daryl was about a robotic boy, played by the same boy that played Bastian in the Never Ending Story, Barrett Oliver.
Ah, he's all Hebrew now, isn't he?
He's a photographer. I don't know if that's the same thing. It's like Hebrew. What, he makes his own beer.
Why can I not find this Onion Movie scene? It's the bank one. He goes,
The way you're saying it makes it look like you're about to fist your own nose.
What is it? I found it almost. So I'm just looking for this and I'll watch it when it comes up because that'll be fucking class for you all to see. It's giving me stuff from the Glass Onion. That's what I'm looking for.
If you're getting the wrong stuff, the best thing is to type in the year the film was made.
I think so.
The Onion 2015. You'll get what you're after.
2015.
What about batteries not included?
It was aight.
Yeah, that was one of my favourites. Again, coming
Mac
up.
and
a
Me.
lot of stuff to do with robots or aliens or alien robots. That was a big thing in the 80s and early 90s. Dennis as well.
Man.
Dennis the Menace for you people in the States. Christopher Lloyd as that bad guy was fucking phenomenal. And it was just
He
charming.
was.
It had some real charm to it, similar to Home
But
Alone.
Walter Matthau.
Walter Matthau.
Don't make me out to be a grump. I didn't say he couldn't come over, but when he does, it can't be at 7 in the fucking morning.
Class movie, man. Right. Oh, of course. Let me share the fucking screen. Right, let's try this. Right. Tell me if you can hear this. I'll probably get another
That's
skid back,
fantastic, man.
right? I know. That is the Onion Movie is full of stuff like that. Watch it. Full of shit
Right.
like that. How good? How fucking good is that? A 40-hour week position. Is that not fucking epic?
Happy birthday, armed gunman. I still don't know his name. Oh, Jesus.
That
Jesus.
was the last time. Like that. I don't know how I missed that. I think it's because I got so tired of all the spoof movies. I was like, nah, again, what? I'm done with this. And I must have missed that. But
Mm.
after seeing that on TikTok, I went, what the fuck is this movie? And I think I even texted you saying, I'm watching this.
You
You
did.
need to watch it. You need to watch it. I was fucking howling. They got lots of good stuff in it like that. Just like that.
Do you know what else I miss? You don't really get them anymore.
Well,
Sword and sorcery movies.
hmm.
Conan the Barbarian, stuff like that. You don't really get them, or if you do, you don't get them done well anymore.
Yeah. Well, Dungeons and Dragons just came out.
Aye, which was okay. I watched it the other day, and it was okay. It wasn't. It was probably one of the better ones we've had recently. But stuff like Red Sonja, which I used to love as a kid, which apparently isn't a great film, by the way.
Bridget
but
Nielsen.
Yeah, I loved that as a kid. I can't imagine why.
That was when Arnie was ploughing her.
Well then, they would have
He
made some
was.
strong babies.
He was.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly.
No, it's in his book. He was. He was.
So films like that. In fact, I'm sure I've seen something recently. I wish I could remember the name of it. Somebody had crowdfunded a sword and sorcery film called. It's something to do with like it's like the slave and the sorcerer, or the sorcerer and the slave, or something like that. And it's been made like an 80s sword and sorcery movie. And it actually looks pretty decent. And I think they're trying to crowdfund the second one now. Could be good fun. So I miss films like that. Twins. I grew up watching Twins. Always at my auntie and uncle's house up in Glenrothes, we would always watch Twins, Home Alone, stuff.
Glenrothes. Glenrothes.
Well, I call it Glenrothes because that's the real name of it. Unfortunately, the people that live there can't fucking say it right. That's not my fault.
Glenrothes.
Glenrothes. Dunfermline.
Dunfermline. Glenrothes.
Are you not for Dunfermline or something?
No, Inverkeithing. Inverkeithing.
Inverkeithing.
Inverkeithing. Inverkeithing.
I work with one of them. I work with one of the Inverkeithingers.
Aye. Scary, man. Scary. Eh?
She's wild. She's mental. It's off her nut.
Wow.
So. I feel like I honestly feel like we've missed a lot. Like there's a lot of movies that made us that we haven't spoken about.
You couldn't get every single one, mate. How are you supposed to, in an episode, get every single film that's ever made you? We were just rattling off a lot of the ones that did make us. You were never going to get every single bit.
An American Werewolf in London. That was the one that brought me back to horror after I was terrified away from it for so long by It.
Shite bag.
Aye. That fucking It Goosebumps episode scared the shit out of me so much that I couldn't watch another horror film for 5 years. And then I came back to the fray with American Werewolf in London.
Well, our good friends over at Deadmau5 Productions made a film called Pennywise, the Story of It. And in there, Tim Curry says, a lot of people come to me and say, well, when I was a child, you gave me nightmares. And I say to them, well, you shouldn't have been watching it. Calm down, Tim.
You shouldn't have been watching it. He makes a fair point.
Pish.
The thing is, we're always going to see stuff that we shouldn't be watching, regardless of how it happens. It's much easier now than it's ever been as well. But I always had memories of my parents being quite free with the stuff they'd let me watch. But talking to them about it recently, I realised that it was just my brother telling me that they said it was all right. So, like, I seen Halloween when I was about 5. Shouldn't have seen it at that age. It didn't even scare me at that age. It never scared me until I was 7 or 8. You start understanding things a bit more. That is an awful mask.
I think they're all awful, man.
That is awful.
I think they're all awful. I've got the three of
Fucking
them.
hell.
They're all quite awful. Unless you want to pay like 200 quid, and I'm just like, for it to sit there.
If I spent 200 quid on a mask, I would wear it every
I'm
day.
killing somewhere. I'm killing something. I'd have to.
Kev's getting tired. Like,
Kev's always tired. Kev is in normal tired state. See, iPhones have those low power usage on your battery. You activate it. That's me all day, every day.
you know how iPhones have that low power? That's me.
I'm your iPhone. I'm in your pocket. Next week, TV shows that made us fucking Street Hawk.
Quantum Leap. That's another big rabbit hole we could go down, but hey, 200 episodes. 200
Thunder in
episodes,
Paradise.
Kevin.
Mate.
200 fucking episodes.
And it flew by. Here's to the next 2 motherfucking 100.
Here is to the next 200. Unfortunately, I've just taken my last sip, so I don't have anything to hold up, but
I do. Here's to you, and here's to all the jibber jabbing motherfuckers that show up every week to humour us with what we're trying to humour you guys with, because that's class. It is. Janice says, cheers, guys. Cheers to you, Janice. 200 episodes. And by the way, we've probably done a bit more than 200, because when we went to video, like, a lot of them got taken off YouTube and stuff. So we've done more than 200, but we'll stick at 200. And I think we're going to have some really cool, exciting stuff coming up soon, because I'm in the behind the scenes getting at all this, trying to make a few things happen. And it will. It always does. And we need to get back out there again, J Mac, hit the cons and all that, and meet folk as well, as we always did.
I was thinking that recently as well. It'd be good to get the toe back in those waters again. So,
well, there's no reason we can't. So let's fucking do it. I can't wait to see Stu Arnold as a Tominator.
Aye, he plays a very good Tominator. Tominator. I cut off toes.
A Tominator. Taking away your toes, man. Every single one of them.
Do you know he met Linda Hamilton once?
No, never
You
mentioned.
don't know that? No. Have you not
Never
noticed he mentions it in every fucking thing he does?
Shout out to Stu.
What's weird is he talks about that more than the fact that he met Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Fair play. Fair play.
Anyway.
Aye. So thank you very much for joining us tonight, lads. Allegedly joining us tonight. You can head to jibberjabberstore.co.uk where t-shirts, by the way, folk buy them in that. And jibberjabberpodcast.com where you can find all our cool shit, upcoming stuff. You can find everywhere that you want to find anything to do with us. Do that. Go ahead and smash right into that. That would be class. Subscribe, tell your pals, share this. Maybe we'll get bigger and we can pass some of our savings on to you, wacky waving inflatable tube man. Maybe.
I said you buy one, you get one free. I said you buy one, you get one free.
And remember, if you go to Surfshark somewhere,
don't even bother, mate.
82% off a VPN deal plus 2 months free if you just go to Surfshark and like find something today with Jibber Jabber Podcast.
I don't think that's going to work.
I really should pay more attention to that. I just got so much today that I really kind of doubled in on that. But we'll get there. Look at us. It's because I don't believe really in selling things to the people that come here. I don't see it as the hook to try and make money off you. We're here to entertain, and that's what we do. So if you do want Surfshark and it's something you want, give me a shout and I'll give you a link. But if you don't, which is totally fine, because who does, then don't. You support our show just purely by showing up. So thank you. And here's to you, the Jibber Jabber audience. Thanks, lads. Over 1 million views on our YouTube channel. And that's not not including all the thousands of views on our Facebook, Twitch, sometimes Twitter. That's just YouTube alone, so it's well over 1 million, which is fucking mental, man.
That's cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So thank you. Thank you. For
Looks
being here.
like we made it. Look how far we've come now, baby. Might have took the long way.
Oh, I'm glad I could wrap this 200th episode out with one of these.
Oh, beautiful. And the closing notes from Jay Mack.
That's it, new show. Subscribe.
Take it easy, guys. And we'll see you next week, right motherfucking here. Peace out, my homebrews. See
The
you later.
Hebrews.
Go follow Craig Matthewman. Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. See Matthewman Design.